My husband's ex-wife crashed our honeymoon. Now she works for me. The email arrived during our honeymoon in Bali. Here's been a terrible mistake. I am still legally his wife. I stared at my phone, my new wedding ring suddenly heavy on my finger. We'd been married for exactly 6 days. The attached documents showed marriage certificates and recent tax filings, all with my husband David's signature beside a woman named Rebecca. When I showed David, his face drained of color. That's impossible. We divorced 5 years ago. I signed the papers. 3 frantic calls to our lawyer later, we discovered the truth. Rebecca had never filed the divorce papers. Pifles, David was still married to her, making our beachfront ceremony legally meaningless. But that wasn't even the worst part. She's here, David whispered the next morning, looking across the hotel restaurant. Rebecca is literally here in Bali. I turned to see a striking blonde woman photographing our breakfast table from behind a potted palm. When our eyes met, she didn't even pretend to hide. She smiled and waved. I'll handle this, I said, standing up as I approached her table. Rebecca's smile widened. You must be the new wife, well-attempted wife. How did you find us? I asked, keeping my voice steady. Instagram location tags. You really should be more careful. She gestured to the chair across from her. Let's chat, woman to woman. What followed was the most surreal conversation of my life. Rebecca hadn't filed the divorce papers because she wasn't ready to let go. She'd been tracking David's life through social media for years. When she saw our wedding photos, something just snapped. I flew here to show you he's still mine legally, she said, sipping her mimosa. I am a spontaneous person. You are a stalker, I corrected, and you need help. Her smile faltered. I am the CEO of my own marketing firm. I have a penthouse in Manhattan. I don't need help. That's when I noticed her open laptop printer with a familiar client logo on the screen. You are pitching to Westland Group? I asked. Meeting them next week, she said proudly. They're looking for fresh marketing direction. I couldn't help but laugh. Rebecca, I'm the new Heptions director at Westland. Those pitches come to me. Now it was her turn to lose color in her face. Let me be clear, I continued. I'll handle the divorce paperwork myself to fix your mistake. But if you don't leave our honeymoon immediately, I'll make sure every major company in the industry knows about your spontaneous behavior. She left that afternoon. We salvaged the rest of our honeymoon and I expedited the divorce paperwork the moment we returned home. 3 months later, I received an unexpected application for our open social media manager position. Rebecca had applied with a cover letter acknowledging her inexcusable behavior and how she'd been in therapy since Bali against David's wishes. Her work was exceptional and her references confirmed her talent. At the end of the interview, I asked the only question that mattered. Why would you want to work for me? Because you handled me better than anyone ever has, she said simply. I need that in my life. I hired her with strict conditions. Therapy continuation, no contact with David, and a detailed employment contract with specific behavioral clauses. That was a year ago. She's now our top performing manager and reports directly to me. David thinks I'm crazy, but I've always believed in keeping potential problems where I can see them.